what Indian politicians have called a victory for India. The two Italian Marines charged with the murder of two fishermen coming back to India.
Well, they've returned with an assurance from the government of India. They will not be arrested or given the death penalty. Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid, in a statement in Parliament, said this was an assurance that Delhi gave to Rome. He said the death penalty was not applicable since this was not a rarest of rare case. The Marines are being escorted by Italy's Deputy Foreign Minister to India. Sources also saying that there is a possibility that the Marines could serve their prison term in Italy now. There is an agreement between the two countries on the transfer of prisoners.
We had no deal anywhere. We had no deal in Geneva. We had no deal in Colombo. We had no deal whatsoever in Rome, and we had certainly no deal in Delhi. Despite enormous pressure from both from the professional end, enormous pressure in terms of public opinion, enormous pressure in terms of political inputs that we were getting, we didn't close the channel of communication.
Combined effort of the opposition working unitedly to persuade the government to carry on its diplomacy seems to have worked. And at the same time, I would say that it gives us a great sense of pride that the tough stand taken by the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, also had an impact.
They have to come to India and face the trial before the Indian law and Indian judiciary system. We are very thankful to the Prime Minister and also the Government of India, who took very strong steps. They did everything for this thing, so we are very thankful to them. There was no deal. See, in Indian judiciary system is very clear. There is no such provision in the Indian judiciary.
Okay, let's go across to Ashok Bagria for more on this. Ashok, much is being made out of the fact that the Indian government has supposedly guaranteed that there will be no death penalty or immediate arrest of these two Marines that are coming back. Just take us through what exactly happens in terms of such a legal process and also the kind of negotiations we seem to have made.
Well, as far as the legal road ahead is concerned, the first thing that will happen is that on 2nd of April, the Supreme Court will be hearing this matter. That's when the Supreme Court will be taking up this suo motu cognizance it had taken in the case of the Italian ambassador, who had told the Supreme Court that the Italian government had taken a decision not to send back the Marines. But now what we are getting to hear is that the Italian Marines have landed at the Indira Gandhi International Airport. Today is the last date for the Marines to return. Now they have come back in time. Now we'll have to really wait and see what happens on 2nd of April. That's the date when the Supreme Court is likely to decide whether the restrictions imposed on the travel of the Italian ambassador goes or it continues. Second thing, what we will see from here on is the fact that the Supreme Court will press on the government of India to set up the special court which will try the Italian Marines for the murder charges of killing two Kerala fishermen off the coast of Kerala. That's where it will begin. Now, for the moment, it seems that until and unless the special court is set by the government of India, this case is not going anywhere. So first we'll have to really wait and see when the special court is set up by the government of India.
Okay, and of course the speed at which the special court is set up was also an issue that the Italians had brought up even earlier with these two Marines. Now Italy has of course still maintained that the shooting had taken place in international waters. So in a case like this, how is that position going to affect, what happens next?
Well, Fatima, these are all questions of facts which will have to be determined by the court. Once the court is set, the relevant court of jurisdiction which can try the Marines, only that relevant court will be able to adjudicate on these issues, and these are questions of merit which will have to be decided either way, whether actually the incident did take place in international waters or it took place in the territorial waters of India. Now these are questions which will have to be decided and tested on the touchstone of evidence. So all this is only what the Italians are going to say, what the Indians are going to say. This is all speculation at the moment. But once these arguments are made, this will be decided by the court of law, the competent court of law, and whether we'll have to really wait and see whether it accepts these arguments or not.